Joker the King is all about healthy manhood. So, what does this have to do with Juneteenth? Find out on this episode of the Joker the King podcast. What's good, family? Welcome to another episode of the Joker the King podcast. This weekend, actually today, we're celebrating Father's Day. We're also celebrating the 7th anniversary of Joker the King. This whole weekend, we're also celebrating Juneteenth, and we are also smack dab in the middle of Men's Mental Health Month and also LGBTQ Pride Month. So on today's episode of the Joker the King podcast, I am going to briefly tie all of these ideas together. I'm going to show you the connection between fathers and Juneteenth and Pride and even your own mental health. And I am going to finish this episode with a special gift for you in celebration of Joker the King's 7th anniversary. Okay, so let's get started. First off, Juneteenth is a holiday marking the final emancipation of enslaved African Americans. And I say final because President Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation that ended slavery didn't actually reach Black folk in Texas until 2 years later on June 19th, 1865. And that's the origin of the Juneteenth holiday. Now, I want to let you know of something that just happened a few days ago. The irony is not lost on me that although Juneteenth celebrations began in Texas many years ago, this year the Texas Governor Abbott, commemorated Juneteenth. How? By actually eliminating all of the diversity and inclusion and equity offices in every Texas public college. Let me repeat that. He eliminated all DEI offices in every single public college and university in Texas. These DEI offices, DEI stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. These DEI departments, they have the responsibility of teaching the faculty, the staff, the students, and all the employees what equity and inclusion actually look like. These departments are often responsible for programming events, paying for guest speakers, providing diversity training for employees, and ensuring the promotion of student affinity clubs like MECHA or the Black Student Union or LGBTQ clubs and organizations. These DEI departments, they make sure that students from all backgrounds actually feel included in the culture. So imagine what will happen without these offices. What is the message that these politicians are sending to the students? So what does this have to do with Joker the King? Well, part of being in the Joker the King community is understanding what healthy manhood actually looks like. Healthy manhood includes making your own decisions to be the healthiest version of yourself. But it also means protecting the rights of other people to live their own lives so that they can be the healthiest version of themselves. To be blunt, you cannot call yourself a healthy man if you don't have what it takes to protect others. You can't call yourself a healthy, mature man if you cannot use your strength and power to protect those whose voices are being silenced. You have to stand up for those who are struggling to belong in this society. You have to stand up and speak up and lift up those people without power. If one person is not free, then none of us are free. Dr. Martin Luther King once said that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Let me repeat that. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality. So, as men, as strong, healthy, emotionally, and mentally mature men and fathers, one of our responsibilities is to be a protector. But we have to use integrity when we protect our loved ones. Integrity and using common sense to distinguish right from wrong. Right? Here's an example. I am not a Republican, but I will fight for a Republican's voice to be heard. I'm actually not a Democrat either, but I will fight for a Democrat's voice to be heard. I don't have to be gay or an immigrant or a woman or disabled to protect and fight for these people to live the way that they choose to live their lives. And it is not my job to make another person's life more difficult. This is why Juneteenth is important for everyone. Juneteenth is also known as Freedom Day. And I celebrate the freedom of my ancestors while also celebrating the freedom of everyone. This is why it's important for men to celebrate LGBTQ Pride Month and to celebrate Juneteenth and to celebrate all the dads on Father's Day. We celebrate all people and do our best to protect everyone's freedom because that is what healthy men do. Right now, there are parents across this country who are storming school board meetings demanding that their students be exempt from learning about slavery. There are school boards and politicians actually banning books right now. There's even a Florida elementary school teacher in her very first year of teaching being investigated for showing a Disney movie about protecting the environment because one of the boys in the cartoon mentioned having a crush on another boy. This is ridiculous. We are not fighting with integrity unless we are protecting those voices that are pushed to the side. This weekend, as we celebrate Juneteenth and Father's Day, I want you to remember this. The relationship between healthy manhood and Juneteenth is actually rooted in the celebration of freedom and equality and acknowledging the humanity and dignity of all individuals, regardless of their gender or sexual orientation or race or their ethnicity. Joker the King is all about having a positive and inclusive understanding of manhood that values justice, empathy, equality. When it comes to your mental health, Joker the King encourages you to embrace your authentic self, express your emotions, build healthy relationships, promote equality, promote social justice. And in the context of Juneteenth, use your manhood, use your healthy sense of manhood to dismantle the legacy of slavery and systemic oppression. Use your healthy manhood to be an ally, actively fight against racial injustice, right? Recognize and challenge the ongoing marginalization of Black people, including Black men, Black women, and Black children. As part of the Joker the King community, you understand that healthy manhood is not limited to Juneteenth, but extends to everyday interactions and everyday social issues, right? The principles of healthy manhood, such as empathy and respect and equality, can be applied to different contexts, various contexts, in order to create positive change and create a more inclusive world. Now, I promised you at the beginning of this episode a gift for you to celebrate Joker the King's 7th anniversary. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to give you, listeners, a free deck of cards, a free deck of Joker the King playing cards. You don't have to buy anything. That's right, a free deck of cards. But not just any playing cards. These are Joker the King playing cards. Each card in the Joker the King deck has a message written to remind you of the lesson in that chapter of the Joker the King book. For those of you watching on the YouTube channel right now, the cards look just like this. And each card has a message for you that corresponds to the lesson in the Joker the King book. Yours, free. So how do you get your free Joker the King cards? Easy. Just go to jokertheking.com, click on the contact link. Give me your email and your information, and I will contact you with instructions on how to have your very own deck of Joker the King playing cards mailed right to your home. That's it. That's it for this week's episode. By the way, these Joker the King playing cards will not last. You need to contact me within the week, because in about 1 week from now, this offer disappears. So in the next 7 days, go to jokertheking.com, give me your email address, your information. I will make sure you get your hands on your own deck of Joker the King playing cards. So that's it for this week's episode. If you are a dad, enjoy your Father's Day. I want everybody here to enjoy your Juneteenth holiday tomorrow. Take care of yourself. And while you're at it, remember to take care of someone else. Peace.